Hey, I'm Q Paul, and welcome to Lesson 29 in our Spanish series. Over the last two lessons, we've been working exclusively with this verb, gustar, which is how we translate the English to like into Spanish. Well, today I'm going to teach you a new verb that works the exact same way, but it means to love. Encantar. Now, this is to love something or to do something. It's not to love a person. We're going to be talking about that at the end of the lesson. This is the type of thing you're going to use if you say, I love football, or I love to travel. Even though we're going to be using this particular verb to translate sentences like, I love to travel, it's not a literal translation of to love. It's similar to gustar in that respect. What it's literally saying is to be enchanting to. This verb is used in the exact same way as gustar, so you shouldn't have any trouble translating sentences like this. I love to travel. Me encanta viajar. See, the only thing we're doing is putting encanta where gusta was. You can use this verb also to kind of give more emphasis to something. So if somebody asks you, do you like to travel? ¿Te gusta viajar? You can say, me encanta, which means I love it. There's no reason to mention viajar again because it's in the original question, although you can stick it in there if you want to. Here, try to translate these ones on your own. Juan loves to go to the beach. Linda loves dogs. A Juan le encanta ir a la playa. A Linda le encantan los perros. Did you get those right? If you had trouble with them, you should really go back and review the two previous lessons before moving on. I don't think we have to spend too much more time on encantar because it works exactly like gustar. And you've had a lot of practice with that one. So let's move on to talking about people. How would we express we like people or love people? The first thing we're going to talk about is how to express that you like someone, but in a non-romantic way, like I like my coworkers and I like my neighbor. We're going to be using an idiomatic expression for that, and it's caer bien or caer mal. Caer bien is to fall well. Caer mal is to fall badly. Now, I realize as literal translations, those two phrases don't make much sense, but you just have to think of them as an expression. We use expressions all the time in English. He let the cat out of the bag. He likes to be in the limelight. As literal translations, they rarely make sense. When you translate this particular expression back into English, you're going to be using the English verb to like. I like Juan. Juan me cae bien. You like Juan. Juan te cae bien. Did you notice that we're using the indirect object pronouns again? In these sentences, that's the me and te. Now, the first sentence literally says, Juan falls well to me, meaning I like Juan. The second one, Juan falls well to you, meaning you like Juan. Beginning Spanish students often have trouble with this expression because they get confused who's liking who. So let's use a visual aid. The indirect object pronoun is going to refer to the person that's doing the liking. And the subject and the verb are going to be the person being liked. Now, since we don't want to just talk about other people liking or not liking you or me, we're going to need to learn a few more conjugations. So here's the verb caer in the present tense. Caer means to fall. Caigo, caes, cae, caemos, caen. You might want to snap a picture. All right, let's go through some examples. Do you like your neighbors? ¿Te caen bien los vecinos? Here are some possible ways you could answer the last question. Yes, I like them. Sí, me caen bien. No, I don't like them. No, no me caen bien. I don't like them. Me caen mal. You see, we don't have to include los vecinos because we had it in the question, although we can put it in there. This one might be a little trickier. See if you can do it on your own. Juan doesn't like me. We haven't had a sentence like this before. And just in case you didn't follow my advice and snap a quick pic of the last screen, or maybe you're on your phone right now, here are those conjugations again. Here are a couple possible answers. No le caigo bien a Juan. Le caigo mal a Juan. How'd you do? Did you get one of those? You have a little flexibility in the construction of this, so if you had a Juan in the beginning of the sentence, you're still correct. See if you can do these. I like Maria. Maria likes me. Do you like Maria? You should have something similar to these. I like Maria. Maria me cae bien. Maria likes me. A Maria le caigo bien. Do you like Maria? ¿Te cae bien Maria? Let's move up the relationship scale a little and talk about using the verb gustar with people. You can use it. I can make sentences like, me gusta Linda. I like Linda. But it's much stronger than me cae bien. It also implies a sentimental or romantic relationship. Let's move to the top of the relationship scale and how to express that you love someone. Just like in English, there's lots of different ways to say I love you. One of the more common verbs is going to be amar, to love. It's a pretty easy one to use. It's a lot easier than saying I like. Te amo, I love you. Amo a Linda, I love Linda. Another common way to say I love you is to use a verb you're already familiar with, querer, which means to want, but it can also mean to love. Really depends on context. So, te quiero, I love you. Me quieres, do you love me? Well, that's it for today's lesson. As usual, I encourage you to go out and use your Spanish as much as possible. Start making your own sentences. Talk about who you like and who doesn't like you. If you'd like some additional practice, you can go to kiru.us under this lesson and you'll find some exercises. Hasta luego.